Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 17, which is quadrilateral. So in chapter number 15 you have learned some definition like polygon, open curve, closed curve, simple closed curve. So I hope you remember it. So you learn also there that what is quadrilateral. So a polygon having four sides is known as quadrilateral. Okay, that means you can define quadrilateral like a polygon having four sides is said to be quadrilateral. Also, in another way, you can define a simple closed figure which is bounded by four line segment is said to be quadrilateral. So, here chapter is quadrilateral. So, here definition of quadrilateral: a simple closed figure bounded by four line segment is called quadrilateral. Okay, so a simple closed figure bounded by four line segment is said to be quadrilateral. So in this figure A, B, C, D. So this figure is a closed figure and this is made by four line segment 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here this is a quadrilateral. So you can say in figure this ABCD in figure ABCD is a quadrilateral. Okay, so here ABCD is a quadrilateral and it has in a quadrilateral four sides. How many sides? Four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in a quadrilateral there are four sides and four vertices and four angles. So four vertices. So here A, B, C and D. These are vertices of quadrilateral. Okay, and AB, BC, CD and DA are sides of quadrilateral. Okay, so here there are four sides in quadrilateral. This is ABCD is quadrilateral and four sides. Namely, you can say AB, BC, CD and DA. Okay, so this AB, BC, CD and DA, these are all are four sides. And now vertices. So what is vertices? So a point on which two line segments are meet together is said to be vertex. Okay, a point on which two line segments are meet together. So here at this point A, two line segments this and this are meet together. At B also two line segments meet together. At C also two line segments meet together. And D also. So here four vertices A, B, C and D. These are four vertices and four angles angle A, you know angle, so here angle A, angle B, angle C and D. So angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. I hope it is clear. So quadrilateral, definition of quadrilateral done, and you know in a quadrilateral there are four sides, four angles and four vertices. I hope it is clear. Angles and vertices. Now in quadrilateral, adjacent sides. What are adjacent sides? So in this quadrilateral, adjacent side. When two sides are said to be adjacent. Okay, so two sides are said to be adjacent if they have common endpoint. Okay, common endpoint. So here to this side AB, okay, in this quadrilateral, here AB and BC. So two line segments have endpoint, common endpoint B. Here in this and this, common endpoint in this, common endpoint and this. So here adjacent sides So what is an adjacent side? Two sides are said to be adjacent sides if they have a common endpoint. Okay, so any two sides here AB and BC. So in figure you can write definition. You can write, so two line segments are said to be, two sides of quadrilateral are said to be adjacent if they have common endpoint. Okay, so in this figure, in figure AB and BC. So AB and BC are adjacent. Then BC and CD are also adjacent. BC and CD, and then CD and DA. Both are adjacent. Okay, so these are adjacent sides. Okay, I hope it is clear. So two sides are said to be adjacent side of a quadrilateral if they have a common endpoint. Understand? And now adjacent sides, then opposite sides. Okay, so if they have no common endpoint, then that is said to be opposite sides. I hope it is clear. So a quadrilateral in which no endpoint are common, that is said to be opposite. Okay, opposite sides, or you can say a side which is not adjacent sides is said to be opposite sides. So here AB, adjacent of AB is BC and DA, but this is not adjacent side. So AB and BC are opposite to each other. Understand? That means if you want to ask opposite sides, so opposite sides. So here opposite sides. So what is opposite of AB? So opposite of AB, BC, because this and this are adjacent of AB. So this is opposite. So opposite sides of a quadrilateral, if they are two sides, with if a side which is not adjacent, so given side, then it is said to be opposite side. I hope it is clear. Then so opposite, understand. Now come to next point. Next, quadrilateral adjacent and opposite sides done. So next property of opposite angle. Okay, adjacent angle and opposite angle. Okay, so an angle is said to be adjacent angle if it has common line segment. Okay, adjacent angle. Okay, adjacent angles. So two angles are said to be adjacent angle if they have common line segment. Okay, common side you can say. So here angle A and angle B. Okay, angle A and angle B are adjacent angle. Why? Because they have common sides. Okay, so two angles are said to be adjacent angle if they have common sides. I hope it is clear. So here A and B are adjacent angle, B and C are also adjacent angle, C and D are also adjacent angle, and B and A are also adjacent angle. Okay, then adjacent and now opposite angle. So angles which are not adjacent are said to be opposite angle. Okay, so here A and B are adjacent, but A and C are not adjacent. So A and C will be opposite angle. So opposite angle, so opposite and here adjacent angle. So you can write definition of adjacent angle. So angle A and B are angle A and angle B are adjacent angle. Okay, similarly B and C are adjacent, B and D are adjacent, D and A are adjacent. Now opposite, so which are not adjacent, so A and C, angle A and C, and B and D, angle B and D. These are not adjacent. So these are opposite angles. I hope it is clear. Now come to next angle. Next, so next point is property of properties of quadrilateral. Okay, so properties of quadrilateral. So now come two definitions also. Quadrilateral at the same angle at the same side. Now convex quadrilateral. What is convex quadrilateral? Convex and convex. Convex and convex quadrilateral. Convex quadrilateral. And second, concave quadrilateral. Concave quadrilateral. Okay, so convex quadrilateral and concave. So what is concave quadrilateral? So first convex. So a quadrilateral is said to be convex quadrilateral if all of its interior angle are less than 180 degree. Okay, so a quadrilateral is said to be convex if all of its interior angle angles are less than 180 degree. Okay, so what is convex? A quadrilateral is said to be convex if all of its interior angle is less than 180. Okay, so any quadrilateral in which all of its interior angle are less than 180 is said to be convex. Okay, so here this and this. So in this quadrilateral A, B, C, D. Okay, all angles are less than 180. So you can write in figure angle A, angle B, angle C and D. All are less than 180 because you know this is 180. Okay, if this is 180. Okay, so this is less than 180. All angles are less than 180. So this quadrilateral ABCD is convex quadrilateral. Understand? So a quadrilateral in which each interior angle is less than 180, that is said to be convex quadrilateral. I hope it is clear. Now convex, then concave. So just opposite. So a quadrilateral in which one angle, a quadrilateral in which one angle is more than 180 degree is said to be called concave quadrilateral. Concave quadrilateral. I hope it is clear. So a quadrilateral in which one angle is more than 180, that is said to be concave quadrilateral. Okay, so in figure you can make. So here in this figure, look here, A, B one side, C another side, second side, and here D. So it has four sides, AB, BC, CD and DA. So it has four sides. So this is a quadrilateral, and in this quadrilateral, this angle is more than 180. So here in figure, angle D is more than 180 degree. This is 180 degree. Therefore, this figure ABCD is a concave quadrilateral. So now, next, angle is a property of quadrilateral. So in a quadrilateral, sum of all its interior angle is 360. That means in a quadrilateral, the angular property of quadrilateral, that is saying the sum of the angles of quadrilateral is 360. That means if any figure, this, suppose this is quadrilateral A, B, C, D. So in this quadrilateral, sum of all angles, that is angle A plus B plus C plus D is 360. Understand? I hope it is clear. So sum of all angles in quadrilateral is 360. Suppose take an example. Example of this. If it is given in a quadrilateral, all angles are in ratio. Angles are in ratio 3:5 is to 7, take 6, 3:5 is to 6:2. Okay, so it is given in a quadrilateral, angles are in ratio 3:5 is to 6:2. Or you can write 3:2:3:5:6. Okay, or you can write here 8 here, correct. Okay, so question is given in a quadrilateral, if angles are in ratio 2:3:5:8, then find its angle. Okay, find its angles. Okay, it is asking find all angles of quadrilateral. Okay, and that are in ratio 2:3:5:8. So let that is ratio is given. So let angle A is that 2 ratio is 2. So we can take 2x. Angle B, that is 3x. Angle C will be 5x. And angle D is 8x. Okay, it is given 2:3:5:8. So let 2x, 3x, 5x and 8x. So by angle sum property, you know, by angle sum property of quadrilateral. By angle sum property, angle A plus B plus C plus D is 360. So you can write 2x plus 3x plus 5x plus 8x is 360. So here 2x plus 3x, 5x plus 5, 10x plus 8, 18x is equal to 360. So this implies x is equal to 20 degree. So value of x is 20. So you can find angle A. So what will be angle A? 2x it is. That is 2 into 20. That means angle A will be therefore angle A will be 2 into 20. So 40 degree. Angle B will be 3 into 20. So 60. Angle C 5 into x. So 5 into 20. So 100. And angle D is equal to 8 into 20. So that will be 8 into 20, 160. I hope it is clear. Okay, you applied that angle sum property of quadrilateral. So you can apply and you can solve more questions on the basis of this. Okay, so now next it is done. Now interior and exterior part of the quadrilateral. So what are interior and exterior part? Component point interior and exterior of a quadrilateral. So here in this board, looking this board. So this board is a plane. This is a plane, and in this plane, if this is a quadrilateral, plane, this ABCD is a quadrilateral. So what is interior and exterior of a quadrilateral? I am explaining interior and exterior of a quadrilateral. So in this plane, on this plane, this is a plane, and on this plane ABCD is a quadrilateral. So what is interior part? So the part of the plane which lies inside the quadrilateral is said to be interior part of the quadrilateral. So here in this board, on this board, the part which lies inside the quadrilateral. So this ABCD is a quadrilateral. So this part, this whole part of the board which lies inside the quadrilateral is said to be interior part of the quadrilateral. And the part of the plane which lies outside of the quadrilateral, that is said to be exterior part of the plane. Okay, or exterior part of the quadrilateral. Understand? And so here, in this point P, here Q, here R, S. Okay, so here P, Q, R, S are interior of quadrilateral because these points are lies inside the quadrilateral. Okay. Next here Z, Y, here X. So here X, Y, Z. These are exterior of quadrilateral. Okay. So the part which lies inside, that is said to be interior. Okay. Interior. So here interior part. Interior part. So interior, what is P, Q, R and S are interior point of quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, quadrilateral ABCD. These are interior point, and X, Y, Z are exterior point. Exterior. Okay, so what are exterior? That lies outside of quadrilateral is said to be exterior. So X, Y, Z. Okay, and now you here looking, some are lies inside, some are lies outside. But you can take any other point. Suppose E. So this is lying on the neither interior nor exterior. Okay, because this point E is neither interior nor exterior. Okay, because this is lies on boundary. Okay, this is lies on boundary. So here E is lies on boundary. Okay, so what is boundary? So ABCD, this line ABCD is a boundary. Understand? So interior of quadrilateral. So the part of the plane lies inside of the quadrilateral is said to be interior part, and the part of a plane which lies outside of the quadrilateral is said to be exterior point, and the part of the quadrilateral which neither inside nor the outside, that is said to be boundary. So suppose this is ABCD, this is the boundary of a quadrilateral. So I hope it is clear. So you can do question based on this. Now come to next. So next, various type of quadrilateral. Up to here we learn quadrilaterals and their properties. Now various type of quadrilaterals. Various types of quadrilateral. Various type of quadrilaterals. So first, trapezium. What is trapezium? So a quadrilateral trapezium. Try to understand definition. So trapezium, a quadrilateral is said to be trapezium if it has one and only one pair of parallel sides. Is said to be trapezium. Okay, so a quadrilateral in which one and only one pair of opposite sides, then it will be a trapezium. Okay, so here in this figure in this figure, A, B, C, D. You have done parallel lines. Okay, so here you know what is parallel lines. Two lines are said to be parallel if they do not intersect up to infinity. Okay, so here this line AB, when you extend this line AB up to infinity and this BC up to infinity, so both will not intersect together, okay, to each other. So here this AB is parallel to DC. Okay, in this figure AB is parallel to DC, but this AD is not parallel to BC, because when you extend this and this, then will be together. Okay, so here in this quadrilateral only one pair is, okay, only one pair of sides are parallel. Okay, so what is quadrilateral? So a quadrilateral in which one and only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, that is said to be trapezium. Okay, so here in this ABCD, one and only one pair AB is parallel to CD, so therefore ABCD is a trapezium. Okay, so you can write definition by yourself here in figure. In figure, AB is parallel to DC. Therefore, then ABCD is a trapezium. Okay, ABCD will be a trapezium. I hope it is clear. So in a quadrilateral, if one and only one pair of sides are parallel, then it is said to be trapezium. Okay, done. So if one and only are parallel to each other, then it will be trapezium. And if both of its opposite sides are parallel, because you know in quadrilateral there are four sides. Okay, so if both of its opposite sides are parallel, suppose in this figure AB, C, D. So here this is parallel to this, and suppose this is also parallel to this. Okay, so if one is parallel to one pair is parallel, then it is trapezium. It will trapezium. And now if both are parallel, then it will be a parallelogram. Okay, so next definition is parallelogram. Parallelogram. So a quadrilateral in which both of its opposite sides are parallel, okay, then it is said to be parallelogram. Understand? So a parallelogram, a quadrilateral in which both of its opposite sides are parallel, it will be a parallelogram. So in this figure, you can write definition. So in figure ABCD, AB is parallel to DC and BC is parallel to AD. Okay, this BC is parallel to AD and AB is parallel to DC. So here in figure ABCD, AB is parallel to DC and this is parallel to AD. So then ABCD will be a parallelogram. Okay, and it is denoted by LS. In short form, you can write parallelogram, right? This. Okay, parallel and zero. Okay, so in short form, you can write parallelogram like this. I hope it is clear. What is parallelogram? So a quadrilateral in which both of its opposite sides are parallel. Then now properties of parallelogram. Okay, so come to properties. Properties of parallelogram. Is sort of properties of parallelogram. So what are properties? So first property, opposite sides are equal. Okay, second. So in parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. That means AB is equal to CD. This BC is equal to AD. So in the case of parallelogram, opposite side will be definitely equal. Okay, so that AB will be equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. Second property is opposite angles are equal. Okay, opposite angles are equal. So in this figure, angle A will be equal to angle C because both are opposite, and angle B will be equal to angle B. So that is in bracket equivalent, that is angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle B. I hope it is clear. Next, opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides in bracket equivalent, that is AB is equal to DC and DC is equal to AD. Opposite sides. Clear? Opposite sides and opposite angles are equal. Next, diagonal bisect each other. Diagonal bisect each other. Bisect each other. So you know what is diagonal? Okay, the line joining non-adjacent vertices is said to be diagonal. So in this parallelogram, how many diagonal? Quadrilateral have only two diagonal. So parallelogram will be also two diagonal. So one is AC one diagonal, another is BD. So in parallelogram, diagonal will be bisect each other. Okay, so diagonals bisect each other. Understand? Diagonals bisect each other means both diagonal divide each other at two equal parts. Okay, done. So if these are intersecting each other at point O, then definitely AO will be equal to OC and this OB will be equal to this. I hope it is clear, because diagonals bisect each other means they dividing each other in two equal parts. So this part and this part will be equal, and this will be equal. Then now next definition. So here parallelogram done. Now come to next definition. Rhombus. Next type of quadrilateral rhombus. So third type is rhombus. Third type of quadrilateral is rhombus. So first we have trapezium, then parallelogram, now third rhombus. So a parallelogram is said to be vertical, right? A parallelogram is said to be rhombus. Said to be rhombus if its all sides are equal. Its all sides are equal. Okay, so a parallelogram is said to be rhombus if all sides are equal. So you know parallelogram in which opposite sides are parallel. So a parallelogram is said to be rhombus if all of its sides are equal. So here, if all sides are equal, then it will be a parallelogram. Rhombus. So here ABCD. So in figure, if AB is parallel to DC, BC is parallel to AD. Okay. AB is parallel to BCD and BC is parallel to AD, and AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to BA. Okay, so when AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to DA, then it will form a parallelogram. Okay, so this is a parallelogram, and when all sides are equal, that means AB is equal to BC suppose 2 centimeter. This is 2 centimeter, this is 2 centimeter, and this is 2 centimeter. If all are 2 centimeter, or you can say equal, if all are equal, then it will be a rhombus. Therefore, ABCD will be a rhombus. I hope it is clear. Then, so ABCD will be a rhombus. Clear? It is. Now properties of rhombus. So properties of rhombus also. So this is, you know, that or parallelogram is said to be rhombus. Means rhombus is a parallelogram. So properties of parallelogram, it will hold. Okay. So rhombus hold all property of parallelogram. Means in rhombus, opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal. Okay, diagonal bisect each other. So here properties of rhombus, diagonal bisect each other, diagonal bisect each other, at right angle, okay, at right angles. Means diagonals of rhombus bisect each other at right angles. So here, if this AC is a diagonal and BD is a diagonal, so they will bisect each other at right angle. Understand? At right angle means this will be 90 degree. Understand? I hope it is clear. So properties of rhombus, diagonals bisect each other at right angle and all sides are equal, opposite angles are equal. So that same property of parallelogram. Okay, it will follow all properties of parallelogram as well bisect each other at right angle. Okay, now next definition, next type of quadrilateral. Next type of quadrilateral is fourth quadrilateral. So fourth quadrilateral will be rectangle. What is rectangle? Rectangle. So a parallelogram is said to be rectangle. A parallelogram is said to be rectangle. What type of quadrilateral? Rectangle. So what is rectangle? A parallelogram is said to be rectangle if all angles is right angle. Okay, a parallelogram is said to be rectangle if all angles are right angles. Okay, so a parallelogram is said to be rectangle if all angles are right angle. Understand? So means a parallelogram, this is a parallelogram. So in this figure A, B, C, D. So here AB is parallel to DC and DC is parallel to DA. Okay, so in this parallelogram, if in this parallelogram all angles are right angle, all angles are right angle is 90 degree. Okay, if all angles are right angle, then it will be a rectangle. So in figure AB is parallel to DC and BC is parallel to AD. Okay, and angle A is equal to angle B is equal to A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D is 90 degree. Then, so here, if in ABCD, AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to AD, and if angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C, angle is equal to angle D is equal to 90, then ABCD will be a rectangle. triangular. Understand? So in parallelogram, if a parallelogram is said to be rectangle if all of its angles are right angle. Okay, so here if this is parallel to this is parallel to this, and all angles are equal to right angle, then it will be a rectangle. I hope it is clear. Now properties. So properties of rectangle. So you know rectangle is a parallelogram, so it will hold all property of parallelogram. Okay, it will hold all property of parallelogram as well. One property, diagonals of rectangle are equal. So diagonals of rectangle are equal. Okay, diagonals of rectangle are equal means this AC and BD are equal. That is AC is equal to BD. Okay, so property of rectangle, diagonals of rectangles are equal, and all it will hold all property of parallelogram also. Okay, so we learn 4 types of quadrilaterals. Now come to next, which is square. So next is square. What is fifth one is square. So a parallelogram is said to be square. A parallelogram is said to be a square if all of its angles are right angle and all sides are equal. So a parallelogram is said to be square. Said to be a square if its all sides are equal. All sides are equal and all angles are right angles. Understand? So a parallelogram is said to be square if its all sides are equal and all angles are right angle. Okay, that is a parallelogram which is rhombus as well as rectangle, then it will be a square. Okay, so a square is said to be a parallelogram is said to be square if its all sides are equal and angles are right angle. So in figure, suppose here in this figure, this is A, B, C, D. So here in this figure, if this is a parallelogram and all sides are equal, that means AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. All sides are equal and angles are right angle. Then this will be a square. So you can write in figure ABCD, if AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA, all sides are equal and angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D are right angle. Then ABCD will be a square. Okay, this will be a square. I hope it is clear. Now properties. So square is also parallelogram, so it will hold all properties of parallelogram, and another property is diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal and bisect each other, bisect at right angles. Okay, so bisect each other. Okay, bisect each other at right angle. Okay, so what is properties? So diagonals are equal and bisect each other. That means in this case also AC is equal to BD. Okay, AC is equal to BD. Diagonals are equal and bisect each other at right angle. It will follow all properties of parallelogram also. Okay, I hope it is clear. A parallelogram is said to be square if its all sides are equal and all angles are right angle. Then now, so we learn various type of quadrilateral. We have one quadrilateral also, that is kite. So here last kite. So what is kite? You know, try to remind shape of kite. In which shape it is? Kite. So 6 is kite. So you know shape of kite. You just remember shape of kite is like this. So suppose this is kite A, B, C. So look here. So in this we know, if we imagine, so this will be equal to this. Both sides will be equal to this, and this side is equal to this side. Okay. So what is kite? So a quadrilateral in which two adjacent sides are equal, in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal and opposite sides are pair of opposite, and opposite side is right, opposite sides are not equal is said to be kite. So a quadrilateral in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal and opposite sides are not is said to be kite. Understand? So here in this figure, pair of adjacent sides. So here AD and CD both are adjacent sides, and here both are equal, and here AB and CD both are adjacent sides, and this is also equal. So one pair and second pair. So both are adjacent side and that are equal. But opposite sides are not equal. Here opposite of AD is C and opposite of AB is CD. So that is not equal. So this is a kite. So in this figure, AD is equal to CD and AB is equal to BC. So therefore it is a kite. Understand? So I hope it is clear. So we learn various types of quadrilateral. There are 6 types of quadrilateral. First we learn trapezium, then we learn parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, then square, then kite. Okay. So in this chapter we learn definition of quadrilateral, properties of quadrilateral, definition of vertices, adjacent sides, opposite angle, adjacent angle, then interior of quadrilateral, exterior of quadrilateral, boundary of quadrilateral, and then we learn various type of quadrilateral. So here trapezium, parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square, etc. So I hope everything clear. So you can do each and every question from these exercise. We learn everything here. So you can do each and every question from exercise 7A and 7B. So students, you have to write all definition whatever we explained. Okay. So you have to write all definition which I explained in this class. So write all definition, then start exercise 7A and B. You have to do each and every question of exercise 17A and B. Okay. So doing copy definitions and exercise and try to upload as soon as possible. And if you have any doubt, so you can ask in your doubt system. Thank you all of you. Thank you to join this class.